Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kura Smolgami, and this is your resident Tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now, this week it looks like we're not going to be getting any rest anytime soon when it comes to being able to rest or recoup materials, and more or less all we had of this last week was pretty much all we had, as we got an early teaser as to what to expect this coming week. And Imagineer has shocked us yet again with another collab, this time with the Gridman universe, which if research shows, was more designed as an initial spin-off of the Ultraman series that later took off and became its own thing. But they did showcase a lot of exciting models, as you saw here with the trailer, and as well as one Medarotter in particular, friends from Navi will absolutely love to see return. So we have a lot of stuff incoming, but thankfully, the one thing that we do have incoming this week is that they will be releasing all the new stuff in waves, which will make collecting resources and collecting the models themselves just a little bit easier on the wallet and resources if you can help it. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was announced for this week, starting the first wave of the Gridman collab, starting this week and into the month of May. Starting, of course, with the gacha banners, as you see here, the first model of the Gridman collab will be GDM0 Full Power Grid, with a kit of Fight Full Charge, HC Blade, Break Rush, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Pupa. Now, Full Power Grid is debuting two brand new skills, as you see here, which are essentially just a high-powered 3.0 version of Charge Blade and a melee variant of Wide Break. So very powerful skills in the kit right from start, and he hasn't even released yet. And of course, Fight Full Charge will synergize very, very nicely with those, so he's going to be an absolute unit and force to be reckoned with the moment he hits the field. Now, aside and including to him, we do also have a rerun of a very popular Navi favorite we actually have not seen for a while. But this time we are going to be seeing a rerun of KWG-09 Luminous Stag, with a kit of Stealth, Sword, Hammer, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Acrobatics. And, much like a lot of veterans from Navi will know, Luminous Stag is also capable of transforming into a more airline starship kind of form. In this form, he changes his kit out entirely for Charge Blade, Anti-Air, Anti-Sea, Leg type to Flight, and the leg ability of Elusive, making him a threat and a terror both on the ground and in the air. Then, last but not least, we are also getting a rerun of WEA-04 Parallel Deuce, the weapon type introduced in Medarot S's launch, with a kit of Hyper Beam, Press, Destroy, Multi-Legs, and the leg ability of Bloodstain. Now, as you see here, all three models do have some very nasty kit skills at their disposal, all of which can be put to very, very good use depending on how you use them. But it is also worth noting that these are going to be the only banners we have live once the week begins. So all the Rockman banners will be closing, and all the daily banners will be closing as well to thankfully close all of those out and make the banner list just a little easier to stomach. So like I said, they will be introducing everything in waves, which will make looking toward bots or resources just a little easier to stomach and digest, thankfully. In terms of fierce battles, though, it will be slowing down just a little bit as well, but we do have a lot of very handy and very versatile models all the same. Starting the lineup for those, we have CRC-01 Shafu with a kit of Sword, Double Melee Anti-Air, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Excel. After him, we have MOL-0 Horny Devil, the Horned Lizard type, with a kit of Fire Shot, Double Missile, Wheeled Legs, and the leg ability of Desert type. And then last but not least, GMN0 Gemini from Medarot Navi, with a kit of Optic Guard, Wave, Hold, Wheeled Legs, and the leg ability of Adapter. Now, normally I tend to only pick one model as an MVP of the week, just because they highlight something just a little bit better than everyone else. But this week we actually have three very handy models that you could use one way or another and not really see any change or loss in performance, because they have very versatile skills that are always good to have in the libraries as a just in case. Even if they are just a little expensive to raise as 1-star parts, I honestly cannot give an MVP of the week to anyone. because for Shafu, melee anti-air arms are very good to hold on to. For Horny Devil, wheeled legs with Desert type are very, very nice to make use of and capitalize on. And Gemini, wheeled legs with the adapter leg ability also are very useful to hold on to, just for the sake of having versatile wheeled legs that you can use pretty much anywhere. So, if you're new or just starting out, I'd say collect them all just for the sake of having them, but focus more on the collab event and the gacha models for the time being, and come back to these models later. Now, to highlight the collab and get started on the news around that, they are also highlighting that we are getting the first wave of SR Medarot, collab Medarot skins to join the game as well for the time being. This time they are highlighting Kasumi and Hiyori, which are both main characters from Medarot Navi. In this case, for the collab skins that they will be offering in the super rare Medarot banner, they will be, Kasumi in particular, will be buffing right arm or drive B damage every time it is used consecutively, with a maximum damage bonus of plus 1500 to your power, and an extra 50% to crit rate upon activation. This only lasts for one turn though, so very likely you have to spam it 3 times and then activate the skill in order to use it. Hiyori, on the other hand, will buff your evade relative to 80% of your charge gauge, and an additional bonus on top of that if you are using biped legs. This, however, will last until attacked. So this means you will be just a little bit dodgy and a little bit more on the defensive, trying to keep damage low, or even just outright dodge attacks entirely, until an attack comes down that actually does indeed land. So even though neither of these Medarotters will provide anything progressively game-breaking or powerful, they will still be very much so worth having and holding on to, just in case you do need them for something. Especially with an event, they will be giving bonuses. Now back to the bots for just a second. It was also revealed that Full Power Grid will be getting an alternate paid skin that will be highlighting and coloring him much like Luminous Stag, hence the reason that the upgraded Stag Beetle type was made as a rerun model this time around. And obviously he does look really nice with that more simplified color scheme in comparison to the very wide range of colors and the very largely Megazord vibe that he is giving off. Parallel Deuce also is joining on the fun with an alt skin as well of an antagonist from the series. It is currently unknown if this skin will be a paid skin, much like a bundle, or if it'll be made available in an event reward shop. So not 100% sure on that, but both very nice skins to be had if you are able to make use of them. For folks that are curious or are capable of making purchases in the game, paid bundles like this with skins usually last no longer than about, say, $30 USD or so. So not really anything huge to the wallet, but they don't give you a lot of rubies and instead favor the skin over the resource acquisition. Now, on top of that, to highlight the event, we are also getting the daily limited missions also making a return as well. So basically, all these are just extra daily missions you can accomplish for more ruby shards, or even a gacha ticket if you are able to complete a day. And the missions are honestly really easy. They can range anything from do a fierce battle, participate in PvP, color a Medarot with a skin with a color chip, do a super invasion. Very easy stuff, honestly. Things that you really shouldn't be able to have too much of a difficulty with in the long run. And especially given that we have 4 separate models that are going to be joining us in the collab, I think even the ruby shards are going to be a very valuable asset and resource this time around that you can capitalize on and stockpile. With the event itself that will be going live, we will be getting the first wave of it. As they did announce and confirm, we will be getting it in 3 separate waves, essentially. This week highlighting Full Power Grid, 2 models in next week, and and week 3 will be giving us the last model, which I highly anticipate will give us more event rewards as the time drags on. But for the first wave, as for what this event can earn, you can redeem specialized rewards such as Medarotter Fubuki, who is the brand new Medarotter joining the game, albeit as a collab cosplay skin in this case. To give a little history on Fubuki, she was a character from the days of Medarot Navi, designed and aided as part of the security force aboard the Cluster Space Module, and later joins Kasumi and Co. to reunite the student party as the game continues on. He also fulfills the role essentially as the Kikuhime to Kagamiyama and Iwanoi, or essentially the screws for the EN group, for the EN watchers that do follow along. Begrudgingly, essentially, but still a very well-loved character all the same. I am looking forward to seeing if she does officially make any new official debuts with her original uniform, but time will be of the essence to see if that is the case. In addition to Fubuki, R rank as well, you can also earn the Fighter Medal, which is the limited time medal that you can earn from this event. It does have a mastery in melee, support, and healing, with a leg mastery in biped, wield, and C, and a power nature means you could use this medal pretty much anywhere with no real drop to its performance overall. Lastly, they did also reveal in the first chunk you can receive in a commemorative profile banner to add to your name card to show that you participated in the event and this is what you got out of it. There are very likely more rewards to follow as the time continues on and as we get more information, but this is just the first chunk of what was revealed going live to start us out with the event, with the collaboration. Now with the collab itself, it is also ticket-based in terms of how you earn points, so mixed parts are encouraged. For blue ticket bonuses, you will be seeing Parallel Deuce, Luminous Stack, and Cross Messiah giving you the +3 bonus per part. The +1 bonus will give you all of the Fierce Battles as mentioned, and the N or S rank or R rank Medarots will give you a +2 bonus each to those. For silver tickets, naturally Full Power Grid will give you the only one that has the +3 ticket bonus, and the SR versions of Kazumi and Hiyori, as well as the R rank version of Fubuki will give you a +3 and +2 bonus respectively. That being said, if you do actually manage to collect parts to these, it is recommended again you split them up. Head to one, legs to another, arms to a third, or however you choose to mix it. But that's the best way to capitalize on maximizing those bonuses once they do go live. On the community front, we are still always looking for translators to assist us with any translation or coding or cleaning processes that we have. Currently, the ongoing processes are towards Medarot 3, the Reloaded manga, and currently towards Medarot 4. Medarot 3 has been making incredible leaps and bounds in progress, and currently about 60% or so of the game is fully translated in English and currently is playable in its current build. That just means all menus will be can be readable, and the story up to a certain point also will be fully translated into English. We have all the chapters of the Medarot Reloaded manga compiled, but we do not have people able to clean them. And the same can be said for the Medarot 4, which work has begun on decompiling. So translation work has not officially begun on that or on the Reloaded manga yet, but if you do know somebody, or if you yourself are knowledgeable in coding or cleaning or Japanese and have some time on your hands, we are more than appreciative of any efforts that you'd be willing to provide. Feel free to reach out to me or reach out to us in our Discord community, provided in the links below, to get you up to speed on what has been done and what still needs done up to this point. Now on the weekly art highlights here on the MNN, this piece here by my good buddy Moen CH Sai on Twitter, a fan of essentially a Medarot fan account that I do stay in very close contact with. But this wonderful piece of art they did here was essentially a doodle done of essentially what I'd like to believe was either Hikaru or Ikki sending Metebi out to do a grocery run, but it looks like he didn't quite make it all the way home before the bags collapsed, and as you see there, kind of dropped a few of the groceries behind he might have to go and reclaim. So, very adorable piece there, even if Metebi is the only colored item here. Sometimes you gotta love you gotta have an adoration for the simplicity of the effect. This piece here, also by my buddy Mono Zero, did a very well-loved and well-known model of the DVL series Belzelga, likely to highlight his official debut in the Medarot anime that is currently airing on the channel as well. So, very likely to highlight his debut. They will also be showcasing Belzelga, likely as a spotlight pickup in the game as well for anyone that does want to pick him up. But wonderful work to both of these people. If you want to see more Medarot art or news in your feed, definitely give both of them a follow. But with all that being said, I do believe that covers everything for this week's episode, so once again, I do appreciate you all for stopping by, just as you always do. If you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever community on there. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any updates or reveals on merchandise, fan art, my weekly episodes, game translations, or whatever. The Discord channel is going to be the first place you hear it before it goes anywhere else. So if you want to keep an even closer ear to the ground, that's the best place you can go. You can also reach out to me personally on Twitter at IsaGamiKura if you have any questions or feedback or comments, or would just love to reach out and say hello. I leave my DMs open for this very reason, so don't be a stranger, stop in and say hello, and I'll get back to you when I can. In addition, if you are a streamer, a VTuber, or a YouTuber, and would love to get together and collaborate or make something happen, I would absolutely love to coordinate with you. So feel free to reach out to me, and we can try to exchange some contact information and make something happen. Whether that be I guest host on your channel, or you stop in on mine, or whatever we can work out, I absolutely would love to do so. I am also going to toot my own horn here just a little bit with the pages to follow. This one here, Project Unison, is actually the group YouTube page that I also run with a group of friends of mine. Currently, we're going through an ongoing run of Mega Man Legends, just kind of a compiled gameplay and commentary more than anything else. We play just a little bit of everything. My bud and I will have done We Are Here and We Are Here Too. We have a lot of party games that we play as well, or even would like to invite friends for. So definitely give my other page a follow as well, and show support to me and the guys as we try to get that channel off the ground. And in case you are wondering who has made this incredibly adorable chibi model here that I'm using as Kura Ismolgami, definitely give Kazumi at KKUZumi a follow as well on Twitter. Relatively new page, not a lot that I did see, but I have been in contact with them via Facebook, and I am in love with how adorable my chibi model has come, especially with how nice it moves and how it feels as well using it. So wonderful work to you and your friend who did the rigging. Definitely give them a follow and reach out if you are interested in seeing a chibi commission much like mine, especially if you're looking for something very affordable. I was shocked, honestly, how much I end up having to pay for such a wonderfully made and well-rigged model between the two of those. But with all that being said, once again, I do appreciate you all for stopping by just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kura Ismolgami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.